This video, I thought I'd take a moment to review the source code, the way I'm managing things for the course. So each lecture resource is going to have a couple links to a GitHub repository. So we will be following different projects inside the course. Here I have the current one, the Spring 6 web app. This is up on the screen. And you can see here, we're on the main branch right now, but I also have JPA entities and JPA relationships. So these are the two lessons that we recently completed in the course. And what I do with every lesson is I start off on a new branch for that lesson specifically. So the state of the code will be on the previous branch, which will be the starting code. And then I'm going to create a new branch code and then make a commit to that and push it off to the repository. So here you can see there's not a lot in here, but if I come up here and we'll go to JPA entities, you'll be able to see that if I come in here and come in, and you can see the two classes that I added in that as well. And then also you'll see commit activity. So if I come up here and click on this, you can see that I added in these two Java classes and exactly what was changed in the course. So these are just adds, but if I modified code, that'd be showed up. You'd see any lines that were added or deleted. So very good habit to become more familiar with GitHub if you are not. And then the other thing I do want to point out is if we come in here, you'll default to the branch. And if you have no Git experience at all, what you can do is come in here. Let's say we go to the JPA relationships branch, and you can come over here to code and you can say download a zip file. So you can download the zip file of a specific branch, so you don't need no Git at all. You can download that zip file and see the current state of the code. But I do recommend becoming more familiar with the tools around GitHub, because as you go through the course, there are times where you're going to miss something, some type of change that you didn't see me make the change. And that can affect your success in the course. And having the tools, being able to see exactly what was changed in each lesson is very helpful. Now, I do want to iterate that I do make these changes on branches because it allows me to go back and make updates to the branches. So typically those updates are going to be for new versions. So I'll go through and do a version update. If there is a change made, I will update that relevant lesson. But for versions, I will not. But if I do a code change, I will. And that is to, as the Spring Framework comes out with additional releases, if there's any changes that I need to make to the code, I will highlight that. But I do try to keep the source code up to date, somewhat up to date with the Spring Framework and their release cadence. So like right now, we are working off the milestone releases at the end of the year. They're expected to make a general availability release, so that'll be a production grade release, and I will go in and update the source code. So I'll come into the Maven POM here, and I will update to a newer version of Spring and Spring Boot, which will give you the latest code. Typically, you don't see any changes to the source code from that, but if there is any changes, I will amend the lesson with that information. So again, be sure to be following the lecture resources, where I will have links to the branches, and understand that how I'm working with the source code and how I can benefit you as you're going through. If you encounter errors, you'll be able to see exactly what was changed in each lesson.